Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far and you have a wonderful day and all of the above. Let's dive in. My price targets are toast. Okay. If you've been watching my channel over the last week, some of you have been saying I'm too much of a negative Nancy, that I'm a perma bear. I've heard that for the first time in my life. And so you might be seeing a video with a title such as My Price Targets Are Toast and thinking that this is an entirely negative video. And I want to tell you from the outset that it is not. Now, we're in this weird position, I think. I'm in a weird position where all throughout 2024, I have not been a believer in four-year halving cycle theory, and I'm having to come face to face with people who are a believer in it. And I think recent events have shown some of you that perhaps the four-year halving cycle is a bit overrated, as I've been saying for actually much longer than a year now. And so now what? We're in a weird position where I think personally Bitcoin is going to peak at $80,000 in 2024, and then 2025 is going to be rough. But then I don't think a lot of you hear me when I say this. After that, I think the ground is going to be fertile. I think it's going to be ready for this massive injection of liquidity, and then Bitcoin is going to go much higher than my price target of $155,000. I am quite convinced of that. And so some of you have been telling me that my price targets are too conservative. A handful of you have been telling me that my price targets are too aggressive. Not many of you. And who's right? Are my price targets too conservative or are they too aggressive? And my answer to you is yes. Yeah, the answer is actually both, at least as how I see things playing out over the next couple of years. Because, okay, $80,000, that is my peak for 2024. I hope I'm wrong. I don't believe 2025 is going to be a good year. So in that regard, you see Bitcoin price prediction for 2024, 2025. I'm telling you $155,000 for the next 16 months. Is too aggressive. That's too high of a price prediction. But then after what I think is coming, which is another massive debasement. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't really care. But what I can tell you with a great deal of certainty is that there is going to be a massive debasement of fiat currencies all over the world, and that this is a cycle that started since 2008 and it's going to continue for quite a while. We have more bullets in the chamber that what comes after this massive debasement is Bitcoin, in my opinion, going to much higher than $155,000 and some altcoins going much higher than my price targets. And I think other ones just dying and not going anywhere. And so that's kind of, there's two aspects to this. Okay, if we're talking about 2024 and 2025, I believe my price targets are too high. If we're talking about 2026, maybe even 2027, I think my price targets are too low. But what's going to happen if I'm right with altcoins? Because we're in a really weird position right now. People are so married to this idea that we have to have a four-year halving cycle, every 4 years, 2025, the year after the halving, we have this massive explosion of altcoins and alt season. And what if, on one hand, there's two things I want to say to this. What if, on one hand, that just doesn't happen at all and altcoins just go flat, remain flat, because a lot of them are near their bear market bottoms. What if that happens throughout 2025? I think a lot of those people who are convinced in four-year halving cycle theory are going to just be utterly despondent and they're just going to throw in the towel. And so what does that mean for 2026? I think a lot of those altcoins that they really loved could get left behind. That's point number one. Point number two is that this cycle, things have evolved so much to where In 2021 and before then, the keys were in the hands of the VCs. They create a project with a cool name, with flashy things about it that's going to change the world, and most of it's just absolute nonsense. And then they can convince the masses, like, this is the thing, get into this. But then we saw the birth, I guess you could say that, of the meme coin boom in 2021, and we saw a little bit of a shift to where people were just wanting to invest in the casino, or really, do you call it investing in the casino, to play roulette with meme coins. And who would have ever thought that we could evolve beyond that? And now it's like, not only can you invest in meme coins, but you can, in the click of a button, in a span of 30 seconds, create your own meme coin, and you can try to build a community. You can have 40% of the supply and try to pump this thing up to multiple millions of dollars. And if you have 40% of the supply, you could become a millionaire. That's the fake dream that we're selling right now. And so we have this thing that could end up being a meme coin black hole. And you pair that with just the utter despondency of what is probably, in my opinion, not coming in 2025. And that could mean that several altcoins just straight up, it's over for 2026 in a season when Bitcoin would go, man, I'm going to throw out some numbers, $500,000, maybe into 2027, given everything with the ETFs. It's possible. And again, I have a $155,000 price target. That's probably too conservative after the next great debasement. And so when you look at my price targets, how many of those are going to hit? Plenty of them will. Under this scenario, plenty of them will go well beyond. Ethereum in this scenario, I think, would go well beyond $11,689, which is my Ethereum price target. Binance BNB would probably go well beyond $1,800 and change. Solana would probably go well beyond $694. Internet Computer might hit $223.40. I think that price target's already a little too aggressive. And then there are others that, especially ones that launched in late 2023 or early 2024, that might not have a chance to make it. I'm thinking perhaps something like Manta or Celestia, especially because Celestia is becoming very highly inflationary. And so we have this weird thing. My price targets are cooked. Remember, that is the name of this video. I could see it working out to where some of my price targets are not only hit, but they're just blown out of the water, and then others just don't get anywhere near what I put on that spreadsheet. And so does that mean I'm going to change the spreadsheet? I mean, I already did. If you didn't notice, I changed the date from 2024 to 2025 to 2024 to 2026. And I don't think that's a cop-out. I'm sticking with that. And I know a lot of people in 2025, people who are married to the 4-year halving cycle, are going to be like, your price targets were so ridiculous. Well, we're not quite done yet. All right. So I did change that, but I'm not changing. Those price targets are locked in because I want to be able to look back when it's over and just evaluate so that I'm better prepared for next time. Okay. So it's locked in. I get questions all the time. Are you going to change your price target on this? No, it is locked in. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. The only thing I'm convinced about, and this should get you excited, the debasement is coming. It is coming. It's just a matter of when. I think it's going to be a little bit later than most people are hoping for. All right, that is all I have for today. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification button. You're going to be seeing a lot more videos like this. Some of you have expressed that you really like videos in this format. I'm happy to do it. It's not difficult. But be prepared, be ready for all of that. And otherwise, I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.